Hey guys, Solution here. Going to be doing a patch 3.8 analysis. So the first one is Aatrox, he's just gonna be released at a later date. Annie, her ultimate, which is Summon Tibbers, just makes it overall tankier and reduces the mana cost. Tibbers' health has been increased to 1200, 2100, and 3000 from 1200, 1600, and 2000. So it helps like at level 11 and level 16, and it also makes him tankier through magic resist. The mana cost has been reduced to 100 at all ranks, just so she won't run out of mana that much anymore. So Ashe. This change allows Ashe players to use her passive in more strategic ways beyond a level 1 poke or an incidental crit. So Ashe now gains 3, 4, 5, 6 focus stacks every second while not attacking instead of gaining critical strike chance. Ashe will critically strike on her next basic attack when she reaches 100 focus stacks. Initial focus attacks are equal to Ashe's critical strike chance. So I think the reason why they did this was, well, just as it says here, but also because before her passive kind of reset. I'm not entirely sure on this, but I think her passive before like kind of reset her critical strike chance to 0. But now, like of the last one, it starts to how much you have. So if you're an Infinity Edge, it will always start at 25 and then work its way up to 100 from there on. Corki, his missile barrage. They fixed the bug where it sometimes fails to deal damage. No one even plays Corki anymore. Hecarim. They changed his ultimate, that way it doesn't do that much burst. So it no longer deals damage at the end location. But they did change the damage, so it does do more damage, and it gave it a 1 ratio ability power scaling. His E, it now allows him to leap over terrain to his target. They did it because before, if like a target flashed over a wall and Hecarim attacked him before, it would knock him back over the wall. Not over the wall, but like he flashed over the wall and then it would knock him back. And then Hecarim would just stand there and he would have to go all the way around. So now he's able to go through it. So Karma's Inner Flame, now her mana cost is reduced. And the explosion radius increased to 250 and 230. I found it really hard to actually get the explosion radius off. Although I don't really play Karma that much. Focus Resolve now correctly gives vision of the unit while rooted. Mantra bonus renewal. No longer heals over time for 25% missing health. Now heals Karma for 20% plus 1% per 100 ability power of missing health immediately upon casting, and another 20% plus 1% per 100 ability power missing health if the leash is not broken. So now before it was really hard to get the 25% missing health, but now you do end up getting more because you get, if the chain is not broken, you get 40% instead, 40% of your missing health, so it's a lot stronger. Inspire, Mantra bonus, Defiance. Fixed bug where Defiance's mini shield weren't applying the ability power ratio. Just another bug fix. So, Kha'Zix's Taste Their Fear, his Q. Isolation bonus now increased damage by 45%. That's a lot. Evolution adds 8% missing health damage. They did this because they wanted to remove damage from Void Spikes and instead change it to Taste Their Fear. This was because no one would really evolve Q. They would evolve their Void Spikes, then his Leap, then his ultimate. So no one really used his Q. So now Void Spikes now slows his target hit by 20% for 2 seconds, but it no longer consumes his passive. Mana cost reduced. That's really good because as Kha'Zix, you would run out of mana a lot unless you had blue. They added more damage to it, so it's a 1.0 scaling instead of a 0.9. Now, the evolution is pretty much the same, except doesn't apply his passive, and instead just triple shoots, and can no longer be cast during leap. So his Void Assault makes him tankier, and when you evolve it, makes it tankier. The damage reduction in stealth is 50% instead of 40%. Kog'Maw. Void Ooze fixed a bug where the slow wasn't reduced by tenacity, just a bug fixed. So Lissandra, her Ring of Frost, that's the move where she can root people in an area effect around her. Cooldown was reduced. The mana cost reduced to 50 from 70. This is actually really good because Lissandra ran out of mana like really quick in lane, even with her passive. Fixed bug where root failed to apply if Lissandra died. So now she's able to kite melee champions more because of the cooldown reduction. Glacial Path. Cooldown now begins upon initial cast rather than upon reactivation right at the end. So now she's able to escape more often because it's been changed to the initial cast. Frozen Tomb. Self-cast duration increased to 2.5 seconds from 1. So now it's pretty much like a Zhonya's, because Zhonya's lasts 2.5 seconds. So she can just stand in the middle of a team for a pretty long time. Slow increased to 20, 30, 40% from 20 overall, from 20 at all ranks. Damage reduced to 150, 250, 350 from 150, 300, 450. So it just makes her do less damage with her ult. I mean, it's kind of a good thing because you couldn't really do anything about it because if she ulted herself, you would still get a lot of damage done to you, and you can't attack her back. So as for Nautilus, they changed the damage so it does less damage at the end ranks, but does more damage early. This will help him clear faster, only at the first rank though. This will help him clear faster, because his early ganks, his early clears are really slow. Fixed a bug where the ability power ratio on hits was lower than intended. Heroic Charge spell has been refactored to better detect ring. No one even plays Poppy. Sejuani. Sejuani is actually really strong in the jungle, so I can see why they nerfed her. Bonus maximum health ratio reduced to 10% from 16%. Permafrost. Reduced slow duration to 1.5, 1.75, 2, 2.25, and 2.5 seconds. Reduced from 2, 2.25, 2.5, 2.75, and 3. It's gonna affect your ganks. Glacial Prison. Reduced stun and slow duration to 1.25, 1.5, 1.75 seconds from 1.5, 1.75 to I don't think her ult makes that much of a difference. But her Q does make a lot of a difference, and so does her W. Her Q, she won't be able to do as much damage before, which isn't a big problem because Sejuani, you're not really there for damage, you're just there for tanking. Permafrost, I mean, she'll have just not strong ganks, not as strong as before, because now the seconds is reduced by about 0.5 every level. So as for Sona, they made her tankier early on because she was really squishy. Power Chord change, damage change to, I'm not gonna say all that. They did it because Sona was really strong early on, and they just wanted to lower the damage she did. So Area of Perseverance. Fixed bug where Area of Perseverance Power Chord, the moon, I don't know how to pronounce that, was not decreasing damage dealt. Lower the duration of Area of Perseverance Power Chord to 3 seconds from 4. Bonus armor magic resist to self and healed ally reduced to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 from 8, 11, 14, 10. So she'll just make your team less tankier. Changed aura bonus armor to 6, 7. This helps earlier on, but falls off later. As for Thresh, they fixed a bug where Thresh could flash while casting Death Sentence. His Q, while it was like winding up, you could flash and it would like pretty much make it faster, and you would be able to catch more people with it. So it's just another bug fix. Piercing Arrow for Varus. Fixed a bug where casting Piercing Arrow while targeting enemy would cause Varus to stop moving. I never experienced this bug before, so can't really say too much on that. Vibe Blast Shield. Fixed the bug where Blast Shield's cooldown at higher levels was 1 second longer than intended. She'll just get her shield faster when using her abilities. Vault Breaker. Fixed a bug where casting Vault Breaker while targeting enemy would cause Vi to stop moving. Again, I don't really know too much about this because I've never had it happen to me. So, general champion notes. Targeted wall jump ability. Now check both sides of the wall for the closest location of the cursor, so players don't fail to jump into walls when other sides are clearly in range. We've added new targeting indicators to show how far the target's knocked back for the following abilities. Alistair's Headbutt, Lucian Dragon Rain, Patrick's Heroic Charge, Bane's Condemn. I'm not sure if this works for Smartcast. So if this does work for Smartcast, this is actually really good. We've improved consistency for abilities that behave inconsistently when the target enemy uses flash. We're cleaning up these interactions that these abilities won't cast, or flash won't be used up. It'll be one or the other, never both. I know this happened with Volibear's Rolling Thunder and Singed Fling a lot. Like, Singed Fling or Volibear's Rolling Thunder, where if they flash, but you cast it like right as they flash, and they flash over a wall or something, you will still fling them back. So I guess they just fixed that up. Changed to slow zones. The following abilities have had their slow refresh rate reduced to 0.25. They did this just to make it so when you get out of this zone, you just recover your movement speed quicker. Did it for all of this. Lux's Ascent Singularity also applies a 0.25 seconds slower targets hit by the detonation. Kog'Maw's Void Ooze Missile also applies a 1 second slow to target struck. So now we're on to items. Boots of Speed, cost reduced to 325 from 350. Items that build out of Boots of Speed have had their recipes cost increased. This doesn't really matter that much, but this does. This will make it so you're able to buy one more potion, either health or mana. Because before you had 25 gold left over, and now you'll have 50 gold left over if you buy boots. So you're able to buy one more. Doran's Ring, cost reduced to 400. This was made just so you can buy other stuff as well. You can buy two health potions if you buy Doran's Rings. Health cost reduced to 60 from 80. Mana restore on field reduced to 4 from 2. So it'll make you less tankier than it normally would, but I mean, it kind of makes up for it because you can buy 2 health potions instead. Doran's Rings, cost reduced to 450 from 475. Armor reduced to 0. This doesn't give any more armor now. Health regen increased to 10 from 8. Unique passive. Okay, now it blocks 8 damage instead of 6. Not sure if you can buy a health potion actually. Yeah, you can. You can buy one if you just buy a Doran shield. So they changed Madrid and Wriggles. So now Ren has been changed to main. Hunter's Machete now deals 10 bonus magic damage to monsters with every basic attack. Same with Spirit Stone. Madrid's Razors now deals 60 bonus magic damage every attack, only to monsters now instead of minions. So I'm not sure about the damage before, but it just makes it more consistent. Where before you could attack 10 times and get only one proc, or you could attack 10 times and only get like 8 and get 8. So it'd make you either clear really fast or really slow. It just makes it more consistent. Same with Wriggle's Lantern, now deals 100 bonus magic damage. They changed the ward, so the ward duration is reduced to 1 minute 30 seconds. Same with the cooldown. Gave it 10 more attack damage, 5% more lifesteal, but 5 less armor. Combined cost increased to 500 gold from 100. Total cost increased to 2,000 gold from 600. I'm not sure if this is worth now. Before, there was really no point in buying a Wriggle's Lantern. It was just fine with Madrid's Razors. Cost 400 more. Actually, I think it is kind of more cost efficient now, because you do get 10 more damage, 5% more lifesteal, and only for 400 more gold. Spirit of the Ancient Golem just increased the damage. Same with Spirit of the Elder Lizard and Spectral Wraith. Spirit of the Elder Lizard was a very cost efficient item, so they just lowered the attack damage, so it's not as cost efficient. They lowered it to 35 from 45. Same with Spectral Wraith. Lowered the AP you got from it to 40 to 50. They removed Malady and put it instead to Gnasher's Tooth and Wit's End. So Recurve Bow just costs 50 less more gold. Gnasher's Tooth combined cost increased to 920 from 500. Ability power reduced to 60 from 65. Additional passive, basic attacks deal 15 plus 15% of ability power as bonus magic damage on it. This will scale really well with attack speed AP champions like Diane or Kale. Wit's End, new recipe. I'm not sure about the cost. I don't know if it's the same or not. Gives you 2% more attack speed now. And now it steals 5 magic resist from the target and stacks up to 5 times for 25. So for Summoner's Rifts, they changed basically the Wolves and Wraiths golems to spawning at 1 minute and 55 seconds from 140. They did this so that if you're on blue side, for example, bot lane could have gotten an advantage in XP from golems. So now they're just making it so every side is even. They adjusted this by giving Ancient Golem, Elder Lizard, and Young Lizard. Well, not Young Lizard. They did this by giving these two more experience. Twisted Tree Line enables several items. Hunter's Machete, Spirit Stone, Spirit of the Ancient Golem. I don't play Twisted Tree Line, so I don't know how these will affect it. Crystal Scar just changed stacks, basically. Got a message. Howling Abyss enabled several items, same thing. Not sure about these. Well, I guess these two could go well. Well, all three of these are very cost efficient in terms of the stats they give you. Shop closed distance now calculated from the spawn, not the shop. Increase 614. Fixed a bug causing players to become stuck if they wiggle behind blue laser trigger. Not sure about that. Boros have gone through an 80s action. Not sure about that. Game interface. That's a lot. Minimap and the HUD. Player's nameplate will now always be drawn last, causing it to always appear over ally and enemy health plates. Item type. Search item Spooky Ghost for DOTRK. Custom item sets. Item sets will no longer be lost when the player changes their summoner name. Game menus. The key binding page has been reorganized to be easier to use. Yeah, it was really buggy before. Gifting animation. has been updated. Custom game minimap, unique minimaps for each map. It's pretty cool. League system added the ability to spectate players and teams in Challenger via an option in the league menu. This will be actually really cool to spectate Challenger tier people. Added a notification to inform players when they are close to hitting LP decay for an activity. 2 rank queues. Player behavior. Players with recently detected unsportsmanlike behavior will see a warning after the end of game screen. Alerts will not follow every player report. Alerts are targeted toward players that exhibit uncharacteristic spikes of high negative behavior. General. The loading screen no longer appears off-center in your monitor after champ select when borderless or window mode. Not sure about that because I don't play it on those. I just play full screen. Included a possible fix for an issue that would cause all to open in the bottom right of the screen on computers on the head load. Logitech monochrome keyboard no longer clear the display when the last 2 heads-up buttons are pressed. Don't have any of those. Logitech keyboard should no longer change the brightness when your champion is dead. Well, that is it for the analysis of the patch 3.8 preview. See you guys.